Right, so this is the breakdown of Born to Be Mild. So I start off with Leland as the head of the organisation. He sort of gives the overview of what is the Dull Man's Club. We then transition from Leland talking about how he likes traffic jams and traffic lights to Kevin, who says he hates traffic lights, and then he goes on to talk about his love for roundabouts. We then move on to Leland's main passion, which is park benches. It's then a move on to Neil and how he started collecting bricks. So we start with his passion, and then his wife interrupts the interview. So then he starts talking about his wife, and then past that point, we talk about all the gentlemen's wives and how they've had an impact on the women in their lives. And the last one to talk about his wife is Steve, and he talks about how his wife isn't a collector, and then that brings us on to what he is collecting, which is milk bottles. And then the final part of Steve's interview is talking about how we need to slow down in life and enjoy it. So then that obviously coincides with all the other men who also agree that life is too fast. So then past that point we have Leland, who then introduces Peter as the Dull Man of the Year. At the end of Peter's interview, he then talks about how he believes himself to be an artist, which Kevin and Neil Neil ends up agreeing with. And then Leland rounds the whole thing off by talking about how they are dull men but not boring, and how they enjoy a simple life. So B-roll footage I've tried to use is as relevant as it can get, sort of footage to overlap whilst they are talking about what is happening on screen. I use that to join cuts together so it's more seamless, so it's not just images of the people's interview jumping around. I tend to, with each introduction of the men, it's usually a shot of them walking into shot and either photographing or going to collect or whatever with their item. I just think that's quite a nice intro that they're now coming into the video by literally walking in. In the case of both Neil and Peter, there's multiple instances of when they're talking in their interviews, they're pointing at things. So I will cut to B-roll footage of what they're pointing at in closer detail. I've tried to balance this video with the small parts of humour that there are in the interviews, balanced with how life is moving too fast for these gentlemen. I've tried to use it sparingly, but there's, I think, 2 instances of when you hear the interviewer, because I believe I've left a couple of longer clips in here because I think when it's a genuine moment, that it feels more impactful if you can hear the question or the interaction with another person.